On the 42nd anniversary of the last time a Phillies relief pitcher had to come in and pitch a 6-out save, and that was Tug McGraw in Game 6 of the 1980 World Series. Tonight, Sir Anthony Dominguez repeats that feat, a 6-inning save as the Phillies hold on for a 4-2 victory, thus taking a two games 2-1 lead over the San Diego Padres in this National League Championship Series. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Phightins Final with your boy, Matty B. Whew, kind of sweating that one out a little bit. You know, a lot to unpack in this game. We had opportunities in this game. We had opportunities in this game. We had opportunities in this game. And then we gave away some opportunities. And we'll get into Rhys Hoskins. We'll get into Gene Segura's a roller coaster of a game. We'll get into Kyle Schwarber's leadoff home run. But let's start it all off where I think championships are won. And I've said this on this program many times, and that is the pitching tonight. Ranger Suarez was given the undaunting task of trying to stabilize this series. And that's what he was asked to do tonight. You know, a pretty big moment to be put in a game where 70% of the winners go on to win series. You're asking Ranger Suarez, who did not pitch well his first time out there against the Atlanta Braves back in the NLDS. You're asking him to go on 9 days rest and pitch tonight. Obviously, he said that the last time he pitched, he had a little case of the nerves. Tonight, not the case. Ranger was solid. Ranger was that solid Ranger that we got all summer long. He kept the Phillies in this game. He kept the Padres off balance. He kept them at bay, even though the Phillies did their best to not allow the Padres to win this thing. But Ranger did really well. Pitched a solid outing for Ranger Suarez tonight. And you know what? If you want to look at giving some MVP honors or players of the game, and there's many moments in this game that we can talk about as the turning point, I'm going to go with the 5 innings that Ranger Suarez pitched as the turning point in this game. And he is my player of the game, because without Ranger's performance tonight, we don't win this game with the shoddy defense, with the, at times clutch offense. But again, it disappeared for a moment. We don't win this game without those 5 innings, and we can debate, and we will debate this, if not tonight, later on, about why Ranger Suarez was not at least given the opportunity to go back out there in the 6th inning. I was fuming about that. Why would you take him out after 5 very dominant innings? Try to save the bullpen. Don't ask Sir Anthony, who's coming off a Tommy John surgery, to get a 6-out save in the NLCS. Why are you doing that, Rob Thompson? It worked out. It worked out really well as the Phillies win this game 4-2. But we'll talk about all that stuff as we move through this show. Steven says, whoever wins tonight wins tomorrow, maybe even Game 5. Regardless, I'm okay with losing the series. The last month of Phillies' success and even being acknowledged by the media has been awesome. Steven, I am so totally not on board with that. And in a bit, it may be the Padres and maybe reluctant to admit, but it's been a great ride. I still think we can win the series. I'm just saying, if I'm okay if we don't. We have the pitching prospects coming. Steven, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I got it, man. But there's no absolute way that I am okay with losing this series, especially right now at this position of the series. We got them where we want them right now. And going into this game tonight, I was not happy with the performance in Game 2. Aaron Nola left one out there for us. Aaron Nola kind of choked a little bit for us in Game 2. I was really upset about Game 2. Tonight was the exact performance we needed from a Ranger Suarez pitcher, channeling, I guess, his very best Joe Blanton as he pitched us. He put us in an opportunity to win that game. So, no, I'm not okay with that. It's been a great ride, but I want to ride this thing all the way down Broad Street there, Steven. So I hear what you're saying, brother. Maybe we get XB, but I know Nebraska will make the team better. Hopefully not as expensive as Cupboard. Yeah. And we're going to get into all that here momentarily. And of course, we will get into that throughout this offseason. Good win. It's a great win. It is a great win. Walter says, Mean Gene, the roller coaster man. Yes, he was the roller coaster man. Maybe one of the biggest hits in the Phillies season. And then he turns right around to getting picked off at first. He commits an error, and then he makes a stellar defensive play, maybe the game-winning play to keep to knock down the inning and pretty much finish this thing off. Ranger had him, or not Ranger, but Gene had himself a day. He had himself a day. This is what postseason memories are all about. We're probably never going to forget this. I know I won't. The Gene Segura game, where he pretty much single-handedly put the Phillies in a position to win and attempted to take the game away from them. So outstanding game from Mean Gene, the roller coaster man. I like that. Keep this up, Phillies. Absolutely. No more errors. We'll talk about that second. Walter says, great Joe Blanton. Yeah. Listen, Walter, I said this last week when it came to Noah Syndergaard, when he channeled his inner Jamie Moyer. And tomorrow we're going to have to see that again from Noah. Noah's going to have to channel his Jamie Moyer yet again. And tonight was very Joe Blanton-like, if you ask me, from Ranger Suarez. A very, very unlikely source of stabilizing innings. I mean, think about the moment we were asking Ranger to pitch in here. The series is tied at 1. It's the first game at home. It's the 70% winner of this game wins the series game. And we're asking a Ranger who pitched not good in the last time he pitched against Atlanta. I think he walked 5 in the Braves game. We're asking him to come in and pitch that game. So, yes, I am going to use the Joe Blanton analogy because that's exactly what it reminded me of tonight. And Joe says, who's starting for tomorrow? To give you a little bit of a preview, it's already been out. Noah Syndergaard will get the nod for the Phillies, and Mike Clevenger will be going for the Padres. And so we're going to get this thing loaded right back up because then tomorrow becomes a huge game in this series. And Noah Syndergaard is now the man of the hour. And we'll get into that here in a moment as well. He swung. He did swing. Pro Force swung. Swung. Is it swang or swung? I think it's swung. He swung. And I'm glad he got ejected. You know, throw your helmet down and kick it around like a baby. Yeah, see it. Hit the showers, man. Linda says, "Phew, yeah, it was really it was a sweaty game there." But you know, Linda, this is what postseason memories and magics are all about. And the Phillies are now up 2-1, seemingly in a position now to really kind of put the death roll on the Padres tomorrow for Game 4. And then let's roll. Finish this at home. I agree. I agree. I think that's what everyone's sentiment. I don't think anybody wants to get back up on that plane and travel back out to San Diego, especially when you look at the logistics of it. You know, you got Game 5, and then they're going right into Game 6 in San Diego on Monday. So there's no day off from a travel to the West Coast. It's going right from Game 5 to Game 6. I don't think anybody wants that at all. Reese has got to stop committing errors. Joe, we're going to talk about Reese Hoskins. We're going to talk about Reese. We're going to talk about Noah. We're going to talk about all the things that kind of made me a little concerned about, or we're going to talk about the game tonight with Reese, and then we'll also get into some Noah Syndergaard a little bit later. And I guess Walter will follow Noah. No, Walter. Zach Wheeler should be your Game 5 starter. That will be 5 days rest for Wheeler, and Nola should go in Game 6. The problem now could be potentially a Game 7. But no, it should be Zach Wheeler following Syndergaard on normal days rest, 5 days. So that's normally what this should be. Hopefully, I hope they don't try to get too smart. I hope Howie Roseman ain't pushing the buttons in the Phillies clubhouse and trying to get, Bailey Falter out there for a spot start. But no, it should be Wheeler. Folks, let's get to the line tonight because it's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. The Padres would finish the night with 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Phillies, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 2 mind-numbingly frustrating errors. How the scoring all went down tonight. Kyle Schwarber led off the game with a home run, his second all-time career leadoff postseason home run to make it 1-0 and to get the party kind of rolling down there in South Philadelphia. Jake Cronenworth, though, would get the Padres would get them on the board in the 4th inning. As Ranger Suarez would really kind of get this thing on lockdown from the very beginning. Struck out two batters in the 1st inning, was just really, really locating well tonight, right off the bat. But in the 4th, they got to him on a Gene Segura fielding error. And you just can't have that. You can't have it. You can't have it. That error would score Juan Soto and the game would be tied at 1-1. And Gene Segura then would get his revenge as he would knock in Alec Bohm and Bryson Stott to make it 3-1 Phillies in the bottom of the 4th. But then he would turn around and get picked off. So Gene Segura began his roller coaster right there. Kim would then ground out, knocking in Trent Grisham in the top of the 5th to make it 3-2. And folks, that was the end of Ranger Suarez's night. Again, we're going to discuss that, and I'm going to tell you where I come out on that. Alec Bohm will get the Phillies some insurance in the bottom of the 6th. A really interesting scenario here, or a sequence of events with Alec Bohm and Nick Castellanos. Alec Bohm, who, of course, has been coming up big for the Phillies all season long, has been consistent, somewhat hitting, got things rolling, or I should say Nick Castellanos got things rolling with the double out of nowhere. good God, man, this guy has been a cadaver. I mean, they might as well just roll a coffin up there. That's how lifeless he has been. But then he gets the huge 2-out double, and then Bohm follows that up with a double, and then the Phillies get on the board or get that insurance run, a very important run for them, 4-2, and that would be it. As the Phillies bullpen would come in and throw goose eggs the rest of the game, and again, the Phillies would win the game 4-2. On the offensive side of things, Kyle Schwarber would go 2 for 4 with a run, an RBI, and a homer. Another productive night for Kyle Schwarber. Rhys Hoskins, man. Now he's starting to make errors, really bad ones, and he's following that up with yet again an anemic offensive performance. 0 for 3 with a walk and the error. JT 0 for 3 with a walk. Bryce was 1 for 4. Castellanos 1 for 4 with the crucial hit to get that 2-inning or that 2-out rally going. Alec Bohm 2 for 3 with a run. He had an RBI. Bryson Stott, a very sneakily quiet, great night, 2 for 3 with a run scored. And Gene Segura, who had himself a night, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And just maybe the defensive play of the game, late in the game, to kind of keep this thing where it needed to be as he helped the Phillies to victory. On the Padres side of things, Soto was 1 for 3. Drury was 2 for 4. Cronenworth was 2 for 4 with an RBI. And pretty much that is it. Josh Bell came in as a pinch hitter, and he was 1 for 2. That was pretty much all the offense that the Padres had. They only were able to muster 7 hits tonight against the Phillies. Pitching wise, Ranger Suarez, solid 5 innings. He had Moreland in the tank. I don't know why we went to the bullpen in the 6th. Get to that here. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs. It was earned, and one of them were earned, and he had 3 strikeouts. But Eflin, Alvarado, and then I mentioned Sir Anthony with his 6-out save, come in and just absolutely dominate and shut this thing down, close the door on the Padres. Eflin, Alvarado, and Dominguez would scatter 5 strikeouts between the 3 of them as Dominguez gets the save, Ranger with the win. On the Astros side, geez, my mind is, on the Padres side, Joe Musgrove, glistening ears and all, 5.5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He had 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. He gave up the home run. And folks, that is how you have 4-2 Phillies, and the Phillies are now up 2-1 over the San Diego Padres as they look to put down the hammer, so to speak. And I guess with Thor getting the nod tomorrow, it would be appropriate that this is the game that we see him. So here we are. Joe says, so what happens if the Phillies can't play Sunday? They would probably have to play in Philly on Monday and then San Diego on Tuesday. They can't take any more days off, Joe. The problem is with the lockout, we're already 1 week past when Major League Baseball wanted to be finished. As it is right now, we're going to be playing the World Series in early November. MLB is not going to let this thing dip further into November if they can stop it. I mean, it's getting into the wintertime here in the North. Maybe they can do something. They really can't do anything logistically. They got to get this thing in. They've already missed a week due to the lockout, and this is what we're dealing with because of that lockout. So they're going to try to get all these games in as much as they can. So if the game is rained out, and I know there's some bad weather on its way here to the Delaware Valley this weekend and on Sunday specifically, they would probably postpone the game and play it on Monday in Philadelphia. And then Tuesday and Wednesday would be the games out in San Diego. But there's going to be no days off. Sunday would be the day off there with the rain out. But that's that's what I believe is going to happen. Dawn says, with only 83 pitches, if we lost tonight, Wheeler was pitching game 4. I don't know. Rob Thompson has said emphatically that he would not pitch Wheeler on 4 days rest. So I'm not so certain about that. But I am certain that and I guess it's time to kind of bring it up. Ranger Suarez should have been allowed to pitch that 6th inning. I was a little concerned about that. Yes, everybody had a day off yesterday. Everybody got reset. I understand that. But again, the situation that happened tonight, I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really want to see Sir Anthony have to get a 6-out save. The guy's coming off of Tommy John surgery. Yeah, he's been dialed in. He has been locked in over the last month or so, but still, you really want to stay away from those 6-out situations. Sir Anthony is not a polished closer. He is not a career closer. He has not been in that moment before. I guess, there's a first time for everything. I understand that. But in my opinion, I think you could have managed the bullpen a little bit better. I think Ranger definitely could have given you 6 innings. I said it on the show the other night. He needed to give us 6 innings. He could have given us 6 innings. And I really am glad it did not blow up in our face. But I was not happy with the management of the bullpen tonight by Rob Thompson. I hope that doesn't come back and bite us on the ass. Sir Anthony probably will not be available tomorrow. So now it paints another interesting picture, because how many innings are we going to ask Syndergaard to give us? Last time it was 3. We can't ask him for 3. We need 5 to 6 from Noah tomorrow. We need it, because right now we're going to be down Sir Anthony. He's not going to pitch tomorrow. And if he does pitch, he's not going to be effective because of what was done tonight. So again, I'm not happy with the way the bullpen was managed. It worked out, but I hope it doesn't have long-term ramifications, at least in this series. Sean said, "What's up, Manny? Alvarado and Dominguez were lights out." They absolutely were. They absolutely were, Sean. And it was very poetic that Sir Anthony gets the 6-out save on the same day, 42 years ago, that the last time a Phillies reliever got a 6-out save in the postseason, Tug McGraw, as he was locking down Game 6 against the Kansas City Royals, bringing the first World Championship to Philadelphia in the 97 years of the franchise. So very poetic. Rest in peace, Tug. I know you were looking down, so very poetic night for the Phillies. Wow, Bailey Falter starting tomorrow. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Syndergaard starting tomorrow. Now, if there's a change to that, then maybe I need to know. But right now, I am tracking Noah Syndergaard as getting the nod tomorrow against Mike Clevenger. But if that's the case, then I'm actually not happy with that at all. I don't think Bailey Falter should be in this position at all. But yeah, so I'm thinking it's Noah. And then Michael says Robbie overmanages. Yeah, I think he did today. And as I said, I just hope that it doesn't come back and bite us on the ass. I really don't. Now, Joe's saying Rob Thompson, I guess during the post game, said that Bailey Falter will get the nod tomorrow. Wow, that is some balls. That is some balls right there. So my question to you folks is, what the hell is Syndergaard doing here? Why did we go out and trade? Granted, it was Mickey Moniak, but why did we go out and trade the number 1 overall draft pick for Noah Syndergaard, who was not even going to be used in the postseason in the position that we wanted him to be here for? Why is he here, folks? What was that trade all about then? I am not happy with this. Bailey Falter is a good young arm, but this is not what I want for Game 4 of the NLCS. Is this moment going to be too much for him? You know what? History is written, and I got that, and you got to give these kids an opportunity. But boy, I'm not liking this at all. Michael says it's analytics. Yeah, it might be. Okay, so that they're going to do the Noah, they're going to do the Zach Wheeler thing where they had Noah relieving Wheeler, so Wheeler or Syndergaard will relieve Falter. Yeah, okay. Not liking it. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. How can you have a bullpen game in the playoffs? Come on, man. How can we have a bullpen game in the National League Championship Series? It's amazing to me. Absolutely damn amazing. A bullpen game in the National League Championship Series. I can fathom one in the NLDS and, of course, in the Wild Card Series. But in the NLCS, are they going to hurt at a bullpen game in Game 4 of the World Series if we get that far? Good night. But there you have it, folks. People have spoken, and they're giving me on-the-spot reporting that Noah Syndergaard, Bailey Falter will get the nod for the Phillies tomorrow, and he'll be opposed by Mike Clevenger. And then I guess when he hits that wall, Noah Syndergaard will relieve him. I guess, once again, to kind of save that bullpen. We pay these pitchers millions, just pitch them. Yeah, I agree, Michael. I agree. And then once again, why is Noah Syndergaard here? We don't have a Jamie. Yes, we do. His name is Noah Syndergaard. We do have a Jamie Moyer Walter. It's Noah Syndergaard. So listen, let's get on to another interesting topic that I want to talk about tonight, and that is Mr. Rhys Hoskins. All right, folks, here we go. You ready for this? I've said this, but it was almost always about Alec Bohm back early in the season and last year when Alec Bohm was hitting when he first broke onto the scene in 2020. I kind of looked the other way on the defensive gaffes. And then this past season, or I should say last season, when he went into the tanker with the bat, but yet was still kicking the balls around the infield, I began to get very frustrated with him. And then when the season began this year, and he was kicking the ball around the infield, but that he was hitting, again, I can overlook that because he's making up for it. But now you got a situation with the other corner butcher, Rhys Hoskins, who has always been his heir apparent to Alec Bohm when it comes to the glove. Tonight, making a routine play look like uh, like a Bill Buckner would have been like, "Whoa, man, really?" That's how bad that play was tonight. A ball that 99 times out of 100, or I should say 100 times out of 100, a Major League Baseball first baseman should make that play. It was a routine ground ball down the line. All he had to do was squeeze a glove around it. I don't want to hear it. As I said, Bill Buckner was probably kind of shaking in his boots when he saw that. I've had it with Rhys Hoskins. He is absolutely now he's costing us. Now he's not producing at the plate, with the exception of one home run, but now he's costing us runs and outs in the field. Listen, put Garrett Stubbs behind the plate, move JT out at first base, and sit down this guy before he costs us a game. I can't watch it anymore. I cannot watch it anymore. Rhys Hoskins has worn out his welcome. That home run will always be remembered by me in the NLDS. That will be an epic Phillies home run. But I've seen enough. Rhys Hoskins is going to cost this team a game, and we can't afford that right now. He is not producing at the plate, and now he's starting to hurt us in the field. It's a matter of time before it becomes an epic hurt, and we end up losing a game for this fool's inability to play that position. Sit him down, move JT up to first, start Garrett Stubbs, and let's just see how that works out. Because as I mentioned, he is giving us nothing at the plate right now, and it's becoming very frustrating. I can't stand watching it anymore. Michael says Alec Bohm should be playing first base after trading Hoskins. Yeah, but then who's playing third? What are we going to do? Soto is going to be the everyday third baseman. I don't know about that. I don't know, Michael. I don't know. I hope Dombrowski goes out and gets Nola Arenado in the offseason, not Trey Turner or Bogarts. No, I want Trey Turner. Trey Turner is the guy I want here. Playing shortstop, move stock to second. You're going to have to go out and find yourself a first baseman. Or maybe you have something inside. I don't know. But we got to figure out first base because right now it's becoming a liability. And as I said, I hope it does not cost us a game because it's trending in that direction. And Walter says Trey Turner coming. Yes, I think he's coming too, Walter. I really do. But again, that's more for later on. Hopefully, as we're basking in the glory of a championship. So we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, in the fall, in the winter. Sean, Gene redeemed himself with those two defensive plays to make up for that error. Yeah. I mean, he redeemed himself with the hit when he drove in those two runs, in my mind, but that defensive play was just I might play of the year, play of the year honors. Anybody support that? I mean, that gets my vote. That was my play of the year right there. That was my defensive play of the year. It was amazing. It was awesome. We need a legit closer and a legit number 3, not Turner. Michael, we do have a number 3, and his name is Zach Eflin. He's been dealing with some injuries. He's been dealing with some injury issues that have cut short his seasons and relegated him to the bullpen this year. And I understand that that's not something you can bank on, but we do have a legit number 3. I think all we got to do is find ourselves a number 4. Again, I don't really want to talk about this, but we go out and find ourselves a number 4. We roll out that rotation with the new guy at 4, Suarez at 5, Eflin at 3, Nola at 2, Wheeler 1 more year. And then in 2024, we insert Painter and Abel somewhere into that rotation, maybe the new 4 and 5 or 3 and 4 combinations there. And we're going to be good. We got to get through one more year before some of those young guns, in my opinion, are going to be ready to pitch. A lot of people are calling for Painter next year. He's not ready next year. He won't be ready. He's not going to come next year either. They both will come to camp, but they're not going to make the team. And they shouldn't. They both should start the season in the minors next year, and then we go from there. But in 2024 is when I expect to see both of them wearing red pinstripes and pitching every day here. So we just got to get to one more year. So go out and find ourselves a type class B free agent starting pitcher to put in number 4 and go from there. Would you give Grisels a look, Trey Martini first? Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. because that's going to have to be a position we have to address too. We don't really have a legit first baseman right now, unless you want to like move JT there, which I would be against. But do we have the catching? Don't forget, we traded Logan O'Hoppe, so he's gone. So we don't have a legit stud catcher behind JT. We just got some, young guys and Marchant, and that's it really. So I don't know what you do there. You may have to go out and find yourself a first baseman. Yeah. Zach Eflin is a 4 or 5. I disagree. I think he's a 3. I think we haven't seen Zach Eflin in his full Zach Eflinness over the last 2 years because he's been dealing with injuries. I think he's a 3. I think he's a solid 3. And honestly, what would this rotation for the playoffs look like right now if Eflin made it through the season without getting hurt and never came out of that 3 hole? Where would we be at right now? Would we be feeling a little bit better? We'd have a little bit of a deeper rotation. The bullpen may not be as deep, but we have a deeper rotation if Eflin is pitching third. Yeah. We wouldn't have to deal with a bullpen game out of Noah Syndergaard and Bailey Falter tomorrow. So I don't know. I'm okay with Eflin as my 3. I really am. But folks, as I said, man, that's conversations for another day. We got baseball. We got playoff baseball. We got the National League Championship Series, Game 4 tomorrow at the bank. First pitch is at 7:45, as you guys have reported here to me on this program. Bailey Falter will get the nod tomorrow, and he'll be followed by Noah Syndergaard, and they'll be opposed by Mike Clevenger of the Padres as the Phillies look for the death roll, the 3-1 series lead, and potentially, hopefully, we get a game in on Sunday, and we can end this thing, and we can get back to the World Series and do what we got to do. Linda says a birthday tomorrow. A win will be great. Linda, happy birthday, happy early birthday, and I agree. I echo your sentiments. A win would definitely be a great birthday present. Let's get that win for Linda. All right, everybody. Listen, folks, that's going to wrap me up. All right, been a long day, and I got a longer day ahead of me tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow night, hopefully, to talk about another Phillies victory. Phillies are looking Game 4 tomorrow at 7:45 at the bank. It was rocking there tonight. Keep it up. Let's keep the energy going. It's what's going to get us through this, folks. I am telling you, the San Diego Padres are not a better team than us. We are a better team than they are. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that energy. Let's keep Red October rolling through for another friggin' week. Until we talk again tomorrow, I just want to say thank you. And I think I've heard from everybody. Mr. Harry the K, you know what I need, brother.